So today I want to follow up on yesterday's video in which I spoke about tension, managing tension, viewing it as nothing more than what it is, which is just energy. And I want to drill down more to what it means to resolve tension in a dysfunctional way. So, we've talked about setting structural tension where you tune in, you get the true vision, you tune in, you get the true current reality, and you recognize that those are not in the same place. And much like a slingshot, that creates structural tension because the two are not the same. In the meantime, part of the current reality is probably that you're feeling some sort of psychological tension. There's stress, whether it be simply that I don't have, financial stress or, the beliefs around okay, I acknowledge that my intuition is telling me this, but I just don't see how I can do that, or, whatever the story is playing in your head, you're experiencing some sort of psychological tension along with that. Now, we've talked about how sometimes there are a lot of bridges along the journey to get from the current reality to the vision. And so it's not to say that, the next opportunity that comes along is the one that gets you directly there. Sometimes it's true to, go on a bit of a zigzaggy journey. Sometimes it's true to take this job, even though that's not like your vision job. Sometimes it's true to take steps along the way. But that can also be used as a justification for people to resolve their psychological tension and therefore compromise on their vision. So, for example, perhaps you have come to a crossroads in your journey and you're trying to figure out what the next thing is for you, and you have the vision, and it's kind of like, yeah, that's great, but that's not where I am right now. And in the meantime, an opportunity comes along for a new job or a new investment or whatever it is, and you think, gee, that sounds great. Why would I not take that? Either I'm unhappy in my current job or I don't have a current job, whatever it is. And again, sometimes it might be true, but let's say in this case you tune in and you get that it's not true. But still you're feeling like it seems silly to just say no when I don't have anything else going. How can I just let this go? And I don't know that anything else is going to come along. Like, great, you tell me, hold the vision, but who knows how long that's going to take, and I'm sure that I can be following the bridges along the way while I'm still working, in this other job, or I kind of go down this path, but I can still kind of, be working on this other path. The problem is that if you take that other opportunity that's not true, likely you're going to feel great in the immediate aftermath. And that's what people say. They're like, well, I think it was the right decision because I feel good. It feels right. I'm happy with the decision. And the truth is, the reason that you're feeling great right now is because you've resolved that psychological tension. Whatever the stress was that you were feeling, whether it be financial stress or, just kind of holding that tension of this vision, that's been resolved because now your ego's been satisfied. Your ego's gone with sort of the safer option. You have this job that's going to pay you money. You have this thing that you're used to, that you're good at, or that doesn't conflict with your beliefs. And so, yeah, that, whenever you reduce stress or, get rid of stress, you're going to feel good. But in the short term, in the long term, that structural tension is still going to be there because you're still living egoically, and that's going to leave you dissatisfied. You're not fulfilling your true nature and purpose. You're not honoring the vision of what it is that you want. And so you're going to kind of keep going through this cycle over and over again. And that's what I mean by managing tension and using it to your advantage. Now, if you contrast this example scenario with you got this job opportunity, you got that it wasn't true, and rather than giving into the psychological stress and resolving that tension, you said, no, it's not true, and you redirected now what is probably now greater tension than what you felt, because it's hard to say no to that and let that go. So now you're piling that tension on. What if you directed all that tension now towards your vision, towards what you want? Likely things are going to accelerate because there's more stress. So again, going back to the slingshot scenario, you're stretching it back even farther. So when it gets let go, it's just gonna fly towards the vision. So it really comes down to this whole thing of knowing yourself, understanding the structure of managing tension, and using it to your advantage as best you can. Now, again, I'll say it's not to say that, going back to that example scenario, if you were to take that job, you're over and done with, just let go of the vision, there's no coming back from it. Certainly, you can start to go down that road and hold on to the vision and still manage that tension, hold that tension and that stress, because in some ways you've added to it as well, right? Because you've moved away from the vision. So now there's greater tension again structurally. So if you're willing to at least recognize that and concede, then you can get back on track and start, directing that energy, directing that focus towards the end result. So all is not lost ever. It's just a, choice on your part of whether you want to put energy into your vision or whether you're happy just to continuously resolve the energy in favor of your ego and your beliefs. So that's it for today. Have a great weekend. Look for the Sunday inspiration and more videos next week. Have a good one. Bye bye.